everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the She Ascends Circle Lounge. Danielle here with Kay and Bahati, the powerful triangle. And actually today, the day that we are recording this, I saw somewhere online today that it's Sister Day or National Sister Day. So I am here with my sisters.
Looking it up because I'm a nerd.
Yes. So today starts
National Sisters Holiday.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes. So today we're going to start our series on things women don't say out loud. And today's episode, we are talking about I am tired, but I can't stop. So let's be honest. You're tired. I'm tired. Everybody's tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, not the kind of tired you can solve with a weekend off or a bubble bath. I'm talking about the kind of tired that lives in your bones, like the kind that comes from always being the strong one, the dependable one, the one who keeps showing up even when you're running on empty. And here's the truth most women don't say out loud. You don't even know how to stop anymore. Because somewhere along the way, your worth got tied to how much you could carry. So today we're talking about the exhaustion behind the excellence. Woo-hoo-hoo. So I know that landed somewhere deep. So ladies, I want to bring you into this because I know you've had moments where you've been everything for everyone. So what does this kind of exhaustion look like for you?
Well, I can definitely speak to this because it happened recently. Very, very recently. And what that looked like for me was a complete meltdown. I had a day. Now, it's okay to laugh at this because I find it hilarious. My life it is what it is. So my lawnmower is broken, right? It's in the shop. And I have an HOA and I have 5 acres of land. And even though the majority of that 5 acres fenced off, my front and backyard are what they are. And so I was mowing my lawn with a weed eater. Oh. Okay. I was doing what I felt like I had to do and trying to get my place presentable so that my neighbors did not complain. And I'm looking at selling my house, and so I was tying in to myself, not really my self-worth, but that feeling and need to be looking good for everybody and keeping everybody off my back. I pushed myself that day. And I'm in Texas. And it is hotter than hell here during the summer, especially this time of year. And I had 2 batteries, and they would last approximately 20 minutes together. So I would go out, I would weed eat, make a path, take a break, and go in and do other stuff. And I was exhausted, but I couldn't quit because I thought if I don't get this done, people are going to think that I don't care, that whatever they thought. And I was also trying to handle business issues and recover from my own little health issue. And that day I lost it over one phone call. That afternoon I got a phone call. And it was news I didn't particularly want to hear. And on a normal day, I wouldn't have reacted. But this one phone call sent me into a spiral. My knees buckled. I couldn't quit sobbing.
Yeah.
Like literally couldn't quit sobbing. And I sat on the edge of my couch, bawling my eyes out uncontrollably. My husband, he's like, what can I do? What do you need? And I'm having this argument in my head with, girl, you got to get up and move. Go take a cold shower. Get up.
Yeah.
And the other part of my brain was, I can't. I just can't. This
Yeah.
is impossible.
Yeah.
I can't. Please. I even cried out to God for mercy.
Mm.
And I said, God, help me. And this voice in my head said, I'm trying to get your ass up and get in the shower. Just get up.
Yeah.
And so I did. I got up. I took a cold shower. And let me tell you,
Shocked you back.
it felt wonderful and it brought me back.
Yeah.
And I stood in that shower until my skin was goosebumpy and numb, and I scrubbed, and then I drew a nice warm bath, and I lit incense and candles, and I listened to great music, and I nurtured myself, and I was able to break that spiral.
Yeah.
And my husband was there for me, and he held me up, literally held me up as I was crying.
Mm.
And I allowed myself that moment. I didn't judge it. I didn't make myself bad or wrong or weak. My nervous system had reached its capacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mind, body, and soul had reached its capacity.
Yep.
And by the way, I did it to myself.
Yeah.
That part.
Always do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we testify.
Yeah.
I am the problem and I am the solution.
Yes.
Yes.
Problem, solution. Me.
Me
And in
me.
the moment, it felt impossible.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
That part.
And I realized in that moment, yes, I can be the problem and I can be the solution.
Yeah.
And so since that day, I've intentionally decided to start my day, setting my intention for my day and how I choose to show up in the world, not for everybody else, but for myself.
Absolutely.
Because I want the inner peace.
Yeah.
I need it. I have to have it. Because if I don't, not only will I crumble emotionally, mentally, but I will crumble physically.
Yes.
It happens.
And
I have lower back issues. My back will spasm and go out. I will not sleep.
Yeah.
I will be crabby and I will not be able to think straight if I do not put my own oxygen mask on first.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I love that case.
Yeah.
It's so relatable. I love how you made when she said, like, what does that look like? Practical. Like, this is how I sensed it, how I felt it, how I smelt it, how I heard it.
Yeah.
And absolutely correct. Like, our body is the original operating system. It will start to fracture and fray and glitch and break down and blue screen on us. Like, it will not lie to us. And so you're absolutely right. Like, you had to have a nervous system reboot because you knew something was not aligning anymore. And for me, I totally identify with that two ways because I had to, because my body was like, bitch.
Yeah.
The first way that I've always identified what does that look like is mentally, right? So mentally, identity is how we live our life, how we behave in the world. It's like who we believe we are is what we do.
Yeah.
So when our belief systems are challenged, when the systems all around us don't make sense anymore, that triggers our identity and it feels like a loss or a death. So then our body starts to receive the chemical alchemy of that. And it's like, oh shit. And so to your point, knees buckling, girl, I was face down on the floor.
Yep.
Boohoo crying because I didn't understand why my body was rejecting me. But to your point, like that moment of spirit saying, bitch, get up, go take a shower, go take a bath. Yeah, I call that the dark night of the soul. I've had many of them.
Yeah, me too.
It's a soul thing, right? So I look at the architecture of the human being in various levels of intelligence, like cognitive, heart intelligence, and now we have artificial intelligence, you know? And so I look at it from those different levels and I try to integrate it all to make it make sense for me, so my body can start alchemizing a different way of being. And that's why I call it unmasking, because when you become so calcified to the way the world tells you to be, and then
Yeah.
when that way doesn't work anymore,
Yeah.
that mask starts to fracture. And when
Yeah.
that mask comes off, you are exposed to everything you saw that you ignored. You have to
Yep.
acknowledge it. Everything that was being sold to you, you realize is a lie. And so you have to learn how to become human again. And that's exactly what you did. I'm taking my time back for me. I'm
Right.
putting my mask on first for me.
Right.
That is what becoming human again. That's how I define that. And so I
Yes.
feel like we're always going through this cycle and we're leveling, and it's never going to stop until we stop. But when
Exactly.
you start to
Right
understand
there.
like that's the system by which we learn what our capacity is and what it isn't, when we start to balance that, then we will learn to live a different life.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely.
Okay, you said something. Something. I mean, all what you said was powerful, and I mean, we
Mhm.
all here, and I'm sure those watching can resonate with that definitely. Um, you said something powerful about when you felt you were so tired, but you you felt like you couldn't stop because they're going to feel like you don't care about the way your lawn looks and things like that,
Yeah.
so many, like we feel like especially as women, we feel like it's like unsafe to slow down.
Yeah.
And and things like what happened, and you getting and buckling to your knees. I mean, like my one of my examples I can use is, like one of the times that I experienced a very scary attack that I literally thought I was being taken out. I didn't know what was happening. And my in my home at the time, I lived in a townhouse that had 3 stories, and my office was on the first level. And I was I received a call, and it just set me off. And there was already so much other stuff going on as far as with my job and how it was making me feel, that I just it was just like one more thing. And that one thing, well, it wasn't a call, it was actually an email that I received. And it was just like one more thing. It was like another rejection for something.
Mhm.
It was just like the cherry on top of the sundae.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was on my way from the office up to the second level. I was going to go up probably to, I don't know, maybe the living room or kitchen and get something or whatever. And I just sat on those steps and I cried so hard that I couldn't move for a minute.
Mm.
And I was literally stuck on the stairs. I couldn't move.
Paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I
Grief
like literally started,
paralysis.
I felt like, well, I feel like if I fall out, I don't want to fall down these stairs. And I literally crawled down the steps. Like I kind of
And
inched down, like, how kids, when they're learning to walk and they kind of scoot on their butt one step at a time. That's what I did. I mean, I didn't get too far up. I was still on the first, because if you would go up this way and then this way. So I was still on that first area, but I went back down, and then there's like a landing, and I sat there and cried some more and kept going. And I literally just crawled back over into my office, and I laid on the floor, and I had like a little like sofa like thing in there I could have got on. Nope, I
you
couldn't
just
make it.
starfished.
I just laid on the floor, and I was balled up like almost like a baby in a wound. And
Yeah.
I just cried, and I felt like, and then I couldn't breathe, and I felt all this tingling going on. And I knew what it was because I had an anxiety issue before with the
Yeah.
tingling. But this was like so paralyzing. It
Mhm.
scared me, where I had to kind of talk to myself like, I don't know what's happening here, but if it's my time to go, like you said, start talking out to God. I'm like, then just please watch over my family, watch over my son and my grandbabies, and my daughter-in-law. Like, just watch over my family, because watch over my parents, because I don't know what's happening right now to me. And I'm like, if this is what's happening, this is what's happening. But just let it happen now, because I didn't like the way I was feeling. Like either something was going to have to give. I was going to either take me now or let me get through this. And just eventually I started, kind of, just breathing. And I wasn't even practicing like the energy codes work, but I just started taking some breaths just to kind of get myself back together, because it was just kind of like, and I couldn't breathe, but I was like, it was so scary. So I get it. But we put so much on ourselves that we can't, it's like we just can't, it's like we can't stop. We have to just constantly keep going and constantly keep going. And it's just, I think so many, of us are living in that space that we don't even realize it until something like that, something drastic
Breakdown.
happens. Yeah. To break us
Have a
down or
breakthrough.
make us aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what it is,
Absolutely.
again, when you consider that the human body is multiple systems, nervous system, reproductive system, respiratory, it is systems inside of a computer. Like we are the CPU, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to study this for myself to understand why these things were happening. And when you talk about energy codes and energy, many of the ancient systems and in most of the Eastern, even though there are some Western theories and philosophies that practice energy, but the Eastern systems do it well. They are the blueprint for understanding that energy gets locked in spaces.
Yeah.
And so when I hear both of your stories and relate it to my own, I can only describe that again in the sense of technology as the system fried. Your system fried.
Yeah.
When you need to get a new phone or new computer, right? Like it just breaks
Yeah.
down and you can reboot and get a new one.
Yeah.
And so that breakdown to me is your intuition screaming, hell no, fuck that. Nope. It's grief. It's grief that explodes inside of you because it has nowhere else to go, because you've never been taught.
Yeah.
We've never been taught to slow down, and we've never been taught that grief is okay. Taking a pause to grieve is okay. So when you experience a traumatic loss or traumatic thing happen to you, your body doesn't know how to process that, because as women, we have been taught to survive and make sure everyone else stays alive.
Absolutely.
Right? We've been programmed and taught, like, especially in my culture, Black Hispanic culture, like everyone else, not you. Everyone else must survive.
Hello.
And our system's like, I don't know what's going on. When we don't know what's happening to us, it feels like death. And so what you had, it sounds to me like an identity death, like a major identity death.
Yeah.
And your body didn't know how to process that because that has never happened to you in that way. And so the only thing it knew how to do was to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And the same for you, kid. Like the only thing our bodies know how to do when we meet exhaustion is going to whoop our ass every time. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I've tried to fight her and she's a good fighter.
Heavyweight.
Joey wins.
Yeah.
Exhaustion's ass, but we can negotiate. It's okay. That's why I love how you said, I heard a voice tell me take a break, right? And Danielle, I heard a voice tell me to breathe. Like that is the intuition saying, "Hello, can I get your attention, please?"
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to stick around too.
Right.
Well, and I do want to make a point here. I don't care where you are in the world. Women all over the world, we have been trained and conditioned that we put people above ourselves. We are the life givers by giving birth. We are the nurturers, the caregivers. We take care of the house, the home, the kids, our husbands. And societally, we have trained women to put ourselves last.
Yeah.
And we model that.
It was already coded in our DNA, right? Just
exactly.
Like we are creators, we are givers of life. There's no other species like us. Period.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To that note, it's coded in us to keep life going.
Yeah.
And then society, to your point, Kay, perpetuates that by adding additional rules and regulations and restrictions. And we absorb that like it is our responsibility if humanity fails.
Absolutely.
No, it's not.
totally not true.
No.
And by the way, we can't keep life going if we're not going.
Right. Right.
We can't. And how we show up in the world, that shows our children,
Yeah.
our daughters, our sons, how they can and should show up in the world.
Yeah.
And it is our responsibility to show what self-care looks like.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to
Absolutely.
show what self-love looks like.
Yeah.
And I've seen it over and over again that we have forgotten that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get caught up in the shoulds.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? There is no shoulds unless we agree to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I say that our should is we should take care of ourselves.
Right.
We should model what self-love and self-care looks like.
Yeah. Well, I think by
And-
taking care of yourself, you
Yeah.
automatically do that. It's
Yeah.
not our responsibility to model anything anymore, because this, I'm gonna say this with my chest, like, we are the divine. So if we are an expression of the great creator and creating life, and life comes through us,
Yes.
Yeah.
we do owe it to ourselves to just be still,
Yes.
take care of ourselves,
Yeah.
and everything else will fall in place, right? Everything else, there's a quote. There's a lot of biblical quotes on this, like a happy wife, happy life, and all that stuff. I'm paraphrasing, but I do believe that, like, when the woman is well, and when the woman
Mm-hmm.
is content, and her wisdom can rise,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then her wisdom blesses everyone else in the process. And so there's so much more that's coming out now, and I love where we are as a society, just kind of getting curious about the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and what does that mean to have a balance, because we have such a chaotic imbalance right now.
Right.
What does it mean to be divine and operate from that? And I think what we all have experienced is that the dark night of the soul is that plunging back in to the heart center, where the seat of the soul is,
Yeah.
and saying, hey,
I'm
can
not.
we just relax?
Can
And
you
just relax and take a step back and observe what happened. Don't embody what happened. Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Don't let that define who you are. Just sit with this and understand, like, your boundaries have been crossed. They have breached. You've had a virus attack your system, right?
Yeah.
So now what do we do?
Exactly. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Absolutely.
This has been great. And like, any woman who is watching or listening to this right now, and if you know that you're exhausted and you don't know where to start, take the advice that you just heard here on this segment, because it starts with you.
Mhm.
And all those shoulds that Kay said, and listening to that inner voice, because that, we talked about it when we talked about our gut series, and that listening to our gut or listening to our heart, that's a real thing. It's not just a phrase. So, as always, I'll keep going. It's been another great episode on the She Ascends Circle Lounge. Thank you, ladies. And we will see you next week when we continue our series on things women don't say out loud.
Mhm.
Again, as I always say, whatever is good for your soul, do that. See you next time.